NCTV45, The Train, anytime on your time.
Hello and welcome to another Focus NC, and this Focus NC goes out to a lot of different areas, and we titled it, Really? Well, here's the facts. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank those in Pennsylvania, including Governor Tom Wolf, for sending off at the airport. He sent Pennsylvania National Guard troops. And that's important. I'm going to come back to that point. He announced a waiver in effect on gasoline during the hurricane recovery. Okay. And the waiver on gasoline and fuel supplies, 10 refineries are shut down to ease enforcement on certain gas regulations. Okay. Because of the horrific storm, and we hear there's another one on the way. So to thank him in that area, as I try to get this, he also, Pennsylvania Army National Guard sent helicopters and a crew to Texas. All that deserves a well-heart thanks. You know, in times we come together in ways that are amazing. And that's what makes this country great. Now, all that being said, again, thanks. There will be times that people, folks, will disagree. Now, in the last days, I've found that out tenfold. I asked and called and got a call back from one person. I don't want to say his name right now, but I want to thank you for calling me back, Ralph. And we talked about participating in a round table discussion, and I still want to do that. I have a few different people in mind. I'm waiting for a call back from somebody else, and I'm not going to shout her name out here. And I have not gotten the call back. So for those of you wondering, that's where I'm headed. Now, what I want to do on this Labor Day weekend, I don't want to be real long. I'm going to make this short. So we're going to go to break. And when we come back, really, just the facts after this. Programming provided through funding from Daimio and Olson Law Group, with offices in Elwood City and in Newcastle in the Washington Center. Daimio and Olson Law Group. Funding provided by Four Brothers in downtown Newcastle. Funding provided by Main Street Clothiers and Tailors, Washington Street, Newcastle. We're back, and a little while ago, maybe a couple weeks, I spoke with somebody on the phone about that roundtable discussion, and he agreed with me. He says, just so it's the same way for everybody? And I said, yes, you're exactly right. I want to say that going in so that you understand. Now, in the days leading up to today, there's been a lot of information exchanged. Now, I'm sure you saw on NCTV45 where, and forgive me if I mispronounce the name, Anwar Kumar from HIRA spoke with State Representative Bernstein. At that time, he said unequivocally about he bid on the property, and then he turned around and bid again. There being an issue, because you're only allowed to do that once. And when he bid the second time, he bid under HIRA, and the first time he bid under his personal number. Now, we stated that that was a problem. We also stated that we weren't told about any of this going up for sale, as they normally do, as we get information from that department. And then this week, this Labor Day weekend, last few days ago, there was a story put out by a Pittsburgh television station, and I'm going to tell you what that said. It said that his wife bid on it, not him. So now we got two different stories. Now, with those two different stories is an issue. The issue is, which one is true? But the issue expands greater when we talk about the department that deals with the state. This is called the Department of General Services. Right here, I have it printed out. A variety of seized vehicles, motorcycles, among more than 400 units for sale, August 22nd, the Commonwealth Vehicle Auction. A variety of the seized by the law state enforcement agencies motorcycles will be offered for sale. The Commonwealth's fourth auction of the year, August 22nd at 10 a.m. The auction will be held at Keystone Auto Auction, 488 Firehouse Road, Granville, Dauphin County, and will feature 400 plus vehicles, including vehicles seized by state law enforcement agencies. And it goes on. DGS, Department of General Services. Now, let's think about this a second. And let's tie it all back together after we take this break. This programming was made possible by Clark's Furniture Direct in downtown Newcastle. This program was provided through funding from Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. A special thanks to Cedars. featuring Middle Eastern, Italian, and American cuisine. A special thanks to the YMCA for caring about the Lawrence County community and providing funding for this. Now, tying this all together, and I hope you understand, before even one bid was given, there has to be a question asked. Why didn't the Department of General Services, as they always have done, always send out a press release on the auction of the YDC property? Why didn't it happen, Governor? Why did you force or kind of hurry up the process and say, oh, everything's okay, everything's okay, when everything wasn't okay? This didn't get released, for one, and there were two bids. Now, let's discuss the two bid situation. Let's say that he bid under his name and then bid under Hira's name. Well, that would be like me bidding under my name and then bidding under NCTV45’s name. That increases my chance of winning the bid. When everybody else got one chance, I was given two. Bidding process needs to really be looked at. Now, let's say, for instance, that his wife bid on the property and then he bid on the property. I'm going to only talk about the bonding. The two should become one. Now, when you do that, you have the same last name. When you do that, you get the option of filing a joint return or separate returns. And when you become married, you know a lot about the other person and they know a lot about you. Now, do you think, not casting any dispersions, but do you think if you're married to someone and they're filling out the papers, I can only imagine, that needed to be filled out, that you wouldn't know? Were they filled out somewhere else? Now, the bidding process, they're going to go through it again. Okay, but these kind of things can't take place. As for the governor's office, I think the governor should really define and let everybody know when the bids are open and what's going on. See, a lot of times other places are charged for putting this on and they collect money from the state. When bidding goes on and we receive this press release, we don't charge the state or accept 1 penny. A heck of a difference. And since we're seen in 70 countries, states. And there's over 450,000 viewers. I would think that this coming into NCTV 45 would be important. I also would think that people knowing about the bids, what's actually going down, and who won the bids would be important to a governor who wants to achieve transparency in his administration. He talked a lot about that when he first became governor. Well, now is your opportunity to get with General DGS and say, hey, why didn't that go out? And you better make sure it goes out next time so everybody knows. I don't want any mess ups. As the old saying goes, first time, shame on me. Second time, shame on you. Make sure that you stay informed. Well, for Focus NC, really, just the facts. I'm Angelo Parada. Until next time, have a good one.